Can't Take It With You premieres. College Week sits down with the USF alumni, and the athletic department makes a splash with the announcement of a new women's sport.
All this and more coming up next on College Week.
From the McDonald Center on the campus of the University of Sioux Falls, this is College Week with Simon Floss, Paige Peterson, and sports with Thomas Marshall and Evan Gentry.
Good morning, I'm Irene Samaniego.
And I'm Simon Floss. Thank you for joining us.
Simon, as you know, this is my last show ever.
I know, it's really heartbreaking. But you know what? It's also the last play at USF. So Jeb Cooper put together a little promo. Let's take a look.
USF's spring play, You Can't Take It With You, begins Thursday, April 29th at 7:30 p.m. The cast is put together by first-timers and veterans alike and is sure to have you gasping for air. I had the opportunity to sit down with senior Zach Dresch to understand how he feels about performing his last show at USF.
I'm sad I'm going to be leaving. I'm going to miss all my friends and stuff, but at this point I think it's time. But I'm glad we're going out on a high note. At least for me personally, it's a really high note, and I'm really excited to see how the show runs. And I will miss everyone though. A definite missing of everyone, because I've been involved here in theater for 4 years. It's been an amazing run, and I'm just happy that we're going to be doing a fun, lively show to close out my time here at USF.
Part of the cast is made up of students who have never performed in a play before. Junior Maurice Cannon explained some of the difficulties he had when preparing for the show.
The hardest part for me, which was the challenge, was learning my lines. You know, I struggled. I thought that was a fear of mine, me coming in here. That's why I wasn't sure if I should really do it, because I knew I have a hard time learning my lines. But I knew as soon as I got my lines, I'll be fine.
The play begins at 7:30 each night and will run from April 29th through the 2nd and then May 3rd at 2 p.m. Joe Obi Muller informed me that Thursday's show will be USF night, a night where students, faculty, and alumni are encouraged to come show support and enjoy the play together.
We try to do it for every show. Just as specific, the USF night is no different really, other than we'll have a cool reception after the show where you can hang out with the actors and cast and crew. But really it's no different than any other performance, and we try to have at least one where the campus community can come together like that.
Whether you're going to support a new cast member or for a student's last performance, you are encouraged to attend Thursday's show and celebrate with your friends, students, and faculty members afterwards with the cast and crew. For USF College Week, I'm Jeb Cooper, and thanks for tuning in.
A new video series is coming to a college campus near you. The Roommate Diaries has began production this spring and will hit the USF College Week website starting next summer. Emily Stahl and Ben Gertner give us a special sneak peek. Let's take a look.
I'm not good at mornings.
Seriously? Ugh.
Living with two roommates is hard.
It just stresses me out. Dang it!
College Week gives the students a set of skills to help them with their future life journey. USF graduate Julia Beck sat down with College Week and gave us an insight on what life is like after graduation.
Personable time.
That's great.
Look.
I graduated in the fall from USF and moved back to Seattle, where I'm originally from. And we were dating at the time, and then we were engaged by July. And we shot a bunch of weddings last summer together. We're photographers. I had some weddings of my own, and he had some of his own. And now that we're married, since December, we shoot entirely together and we work together.
We are a husband and wife photography team.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
The real question is can you work together as a husband and a wife. A lot of people would say, I can't, it's good, like living life with my husband or wife, it's a great thing, but I couldn't imagine working with them. I might go crazy, my head might explode. The reality is you can do it. If you're good friends and you respect each other, you respect each other's boundaries, it's possible. And we really enjoy working together. We get to travel together. We get to work together, wake up in the morning, and it's awesome. We're living the dream.
Yeah, I was a media and English major, so I'd like to pursue writing in the future. I don't know in what capacity, but for now, we're just loving shooting weddings together and all sorts of photography deals, whatever comes our way.
Whatever comes our way, family photos, graduation portraits are pretty common as well, but mostly weddings. We're shooting about 20 this year, and it's a lot. It's a lot of weddings.
Media helped me definitely with camera work, just having plenty of on-hand work with the camera. Also just like the personal interaction. You're constantly meeting with people, interviewing people, relating to them, and I feel like I bring that to a wedding experience when we show up, and just making people feel comfortable and asking them about their backgrounds and how they know the bride and groom, and it's just a really fun, personable time.
It's an art capturing people on their wedding day, because you can't just sit around and take photos. You have to bring joy out of people. You have to give people peace on their wedding day. If they don't feel at peace, then they're not going to photograph well. If they're not having a good time, then they're not going to look like they're having a good time. Mm-hmm. If you think about it, every person that joins with another person, they have these different family backgrounds every time. So every wedding, though it may look similar, they're always going to kiss at the end of the wedding, they're always going to do the first dance. All those things still look very different because these people will come from different backgrounds, different places and stuff. So.
And different personalities. It's fun to see what comes from different people being in front of the camera, and we love bringing out joy in people and their emotion, and that's what we really focus on a wedding day is capturing the emotion of everything that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
The Cougar Activities Board at USF hosts a disc golf tournament. The tournament takes place Saturday, May 9th at 1 p.m. at Tuthill Park on 49th and Cliff Avenue.
USF has decided to expand its students' opportunities by adding a women's swimming and diving team for the 2016-17 year, according to the USF Director of Athletics, George Snyder. USF, along with Mary and Augustana, are jointly announcing the addition of the swimming and diving team to their school. They join St. Cloud State, Minnesota State Moorhead, Minnesota State Mankato, and Northern State as the schools hosting women's swimming and diving in the NSIC conference.
And now it's time for the very last pop quiz question from Professor Tanner Wangsness.
It is, and if you missed it in the last Daily Show, the question was, how many hamburgers do Americans eat per year? A, 5 billion, B, 9.4 billion, C, 13 billion, or D, 15.9 billion.
What do you think it is?
Me? I'm going to go for B.
I'm going to go for A because it's the smallest amount, and I don't like killing animals.
Simon Floss, everyone.
Hi, welcome back. Have you guessed the answer to this week's question? Was it A, 5 billion, B, 9.4 billion, C, 13 billion, or D, 15.9 billion? Well, if you guessed C, you're spot on. Americans eat about 13 billion hamburgers a year. That's approximately 3.6 trillion calories. That's enough calories for every American to gain 3.3 pounds, like any of us need that. However, myself, I prefer good old juicy steak. Bet you didn't know that.
Those poor cows. Even though the school year is coming to an end, Joe Obi Muller, the director of theater at USF, is already preparing for next fall. I had a chance to sit down with him and find out more. Hello viewers, I'm sitting here with Director of Theater Studies at USF, Joe Obi Muller. Joe, how are you doing today?
Great, Simon. Nice to be with you.
Absolutely. So, quick, tell me just some of the things that the theater department has done this year, maybe the plays that they've done, and just some of the things that you've looked forward to about next year that you've learned from this year.
Yeah, sure. Well, you might remember we opened our season this year with the first ever Cougar, which was a smashing success and so much fun. And in fact, you were a host, if you recall.
I do recall that. I do recall.
And it was fantastic. And so I'm happy to say that Cougar 2 will happen in October of next year. So Homecoming 2015, Cougar 2 is coming your way. So I want everybody to start thinking about participating in that. I want another really huge group of people participating, and it's just going to be a blast. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then we've got a show scheduled in November, and then we're going to do our musical in the spring next year.
Any idea what the musical is going to be this spring? Or, excuse me, next spring?
Next spring it's going to be something fantastic. But if I told you what it is now, I would be spoiling the secret. So, at our theater banquet this year, I will reveal what our season is for next year, and then it will become public information.
Awesome. When is that theater banquet?
Theater banquet is May 10th, Mother's Day, so we will be celebrating Mother's Day in the art gallery this year, and really anybody who's ever participated in theater, don't have to be a major, is welcome to attend that, and it's a time for us to just get together and celebrate the year and all the hard work, and it's a blast.
Great. Can you tell me, you talked about Cougar, but I understand there was some other shows that went on. There's one going on right now. Can you tell me just about the other shows that went on this year?
Yeah, you bet. So we did a show in the fall last year called Falling, coincidentally, about a family who is raising a son with autism, and it's part of our social justice series where we like to do plays that address a particular issue that we want to highlight or bring awareness to. And so this year, for this season, it was autism, and so we were able to bring in a lot of experts from the Sioux Falls community about autism, and they helped the cast really understand what it would be like to be living with someone with autism, and it was very meaningful for everybody for that to be the case. And we did talkbacks after the performance, and it was awesome. And then this winter we did You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, which you might be familiar with.
I'm not sure. It's all, it happened so fast. I mean, you know.
And I'm sure the children still recognize you on the street and want your autograph.
I have to hide, disguises, hats, sunglasses. You know how it goes.
Stardom. Yeah, so You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. It was just great. We had a guest director for that show. Her name's Jaren Getter, and she's an alumni. An alumni or an alumnus, Simon?
I would say alumni, but
she's an alumnus. She's an alumni. Nope.
One of the two.
Alumnus is the singular. She's an alumnus of USF. Watch, I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to look like a fool. We're going to edit this part out.
Maybe.
Anyway, and she was our guest director for the show, and she did the choreography as well, and it was great to have her here for that. And one of the special things that we did for that show was extended an invitation to local elementary schools. And I sent out an invitation to the principals of these schools, and I wasn't sure what the response would be, but in about 2 hours after sending that invitation out, all 800 seats in Meredith Auditorium were sold. And so we had a Friday morning matinee where the place was packed with students from 2nd to 5th grade, and the place was electric. It was so fun to do that. And so just another way that the theater department is reaching out into the community and bringing Sioux Falls together for some fun and for entertainment. And then we're closing out the season this year with a show called You Can't Take It With You. It's an old classic comedy. Tonight is USF night, where we expect a lot of the University of Sioux Falls community to be together. We'll have several members of the Board of Trustees there, and our current students and faculty and staff and alumni will be there as well. So it should be great, and we're expecting a big crowd, and it'll be a lot of fun. So this time of year is always so stressful, and people trying to get their projects finished and graduate, and everything's going on. And so to take 2 hours out of the day to go and just have a great time with each other is what it's all about. So we're excited to close the season with that show and look forward to more fun next year.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like the theater department is headed in a good direction. I'd like to thank you very much for your time, my friend.
Thank you. And I'd like to say one more thing. The theater department is the place to be, Simon. And Simon can tell you this. And so anybody who's watching this interview right now, if you've ever had an inkling of a thought that you want to be involved in a theater production, maybe you've never been on stage in your life, now is the time. And so we want you to come, we want you to be involved, and there's just nothing better. There's nothing better. So come on out next year. We'd love to see you.
Coming up next is Java Talk with Amy Elston.
We'll be right back.
Academic excellence, inspired talent, Christian values, athletic champions. This is the University of Sioux Falls. Proud to be with you the whole way.
Good morning. Welcome to Java Talk. I'm Amy Elston. This morning we have a guest. Her name is Emily England, and she is part of the Cougar Activity Sport. Emily, I was just wondering if you could tell us what your position is and what you all do in that position.
Okay, as far as the Arts and Entertainment Coordinator for Cougar Activities Board, I put events together that include like the arts and entertainment and showcase different parts of our campus as far as, helping kind of with students' art shows and things like that, maybe different talents around campus. And I kind of, sometimes I work with like the showcase people who will put on like Dancing with the Stars this semester and things like that. So that's what I do.
Okay, cool. So Monday we have Mr. USF coming up. I was just wondering, how did you come about doing Mr. USF, the work that's gone into it?
They actually did Mr. USF 4 years ago. It was actually just a group of guys that decided it sounded like fun, so they put it on, and it was a hit back then. So some people, like some of the seniors, knew what it was, and I kind of knew what it was, and so we decided that we'd bring it back again. And so the work that's gone into it is basically just getting people to be participants and be contestants, but it's really low key. The guys are going to have a lot of fun, so everybody should come out and see it.
Okay, how did you get the participants or the candidates for it? Was it just a random drawing? Did you guys select people?
We kind of like spread it word of mouth, and then people were recommended, and so they were contacted in multiple forms, emails, text messages, phone calls, things like that, talking to them in person and finding people who would make it fun and entertaining.
Okay, so I was just wondering, Monday night, if you kind of could just take us through the series of events and as what it would look like for Mr. USF.
Okay, at the beginning, there's 7 men, and they're going to participate in an opening dance number. It's choreographed by Mariana Brawind, who also choreographed for Dancing with the Stars as well. She's choreographing that, and then after that, there's going to be a catwalk portion where they're going to wear like formal attire or whatever they want to wear. There was last time they did this, people wore dresses, people wore Hawaiian shorts. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And then there's a talent portion where they can do basically anything. We have a lot of different things going on, from singing to rapping, lots of different things. Then there's going to be an interview question on stage. It's going to be random, it might be serious, it might be funny, and they'll answer that, and then they will be crowned at the end of the night.
Okay, how many contestants do we have so far?
So far we have 7.
Okay, and then how are you guys going to do the narrowed down selection as to who moves on and who doesn't?
We will have a panel of 3 judges, and they will have different sheets and evaluations on how to do that, and then we'll have a Mr. Congeniality, which will be voted on by all the participants.
Okay, well it looks like we're running out of time, but I just have one more question for you. And my last question is, as Mr. USF, are they going to have any duties afterwards, or are they just really going to be the face of USF?
It's basically just going to be they're a face of USF, sort of. It's just kind of a fun activity to get people involved and to get people to go to something, and it'll be a lot of fun, really low key. So,
all right, well I'm really looking forward to seeing it Monday night, so thank you again.
Thank you again.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Amy Elston.
USF. Cougar crazies. I got something for y'all to check out. Yep, Cougar. Y'all need to check it out. Hey, Cougar. I said y'all should check it out. Cougar. Check it out. Son. Cougar. Yeah. You need to check it out. If the USF Cougars is something you need a rep, well then Cool Gear Locker is something you need to check. You're in need of apparel, you gotta be looking right. Go to cool-gearlocker.com website. When I spit it, y'all should listen. Try to determine how I rip it. USF is what we reppin'. USF is never slipping. Cougar fans, y'all looking great. You know that we dominate. Need some gear and gotta wait with Cool Gear Locker. Raise the stakes. Cool Gear. Y'all need to check it out. Cool Gear. I said y'all should check it out. Cool Gear. Check it out. Cool Gear. You need to check it out.
And now, a look at sports with Evan Gentry and Thomas Marshall.
Thank you, Simon and Irene. I'm Evan Gentry alongside Thomas Marshall, and we'd like to welcome you to the Locker Room Update. So, Thomas, it's been a long semester, and like everything, it comes to an end.
It's bittersweet, man.
It is.
Bittersweet.
It's been fun working alongside you.
Oh, man.
We've had a lot of time to work alongside each other.
It's too fun. It should be illegal how much fun.
Oh, seriously. You know, we've done basketball broadcasts.
Man, yeah.
We played football together. I mean, this is the last time we'll actually be together.
The show, if I haven't taught you anything, the show must go on.
The show must go on. Now, in the campus sporting world, Thomas, you can take this one.
Me?
Yes, I'll let you.
Don't mind if I do. In the campus sporting world, athletic director Josh Schneider announced last week the arrival of the Cougar Pride Club. The club, which annually raises millions of dollars a year to support the athletic programs on campus, has been reformed to fully fund all of the athletic scholarship for the student athletes. All donations will come with the level inside the club, and these levels include student, young alumni, white, silver, purple, winners and champions, MVP, and Hall of Fame. The different levels earn donors, different amenities such as apparel on the field, passes, and MVP treatment at home and away games. For more information on the club, please visit usfcougars.com.
The 9th-seeded Lady Cougars softball team opens up NSIC tournament play on Thursday, April 30th at 10 a.m. against 8th-seeded St. Cloud State at Sherman Park. After falling in the first day last year, the Lady Cougars hope to advance to the second round to face number 1-seeded Augustana College. The ladies will be lifted by Allison Nettie, Danielle Walker, Brooke Stelzer, and Betsy Thomas. Nettie earned first-team All-NSIC honors, while Walker, Stelzer, and Thomas earned second-team honors. Walker is also the first Cougar to be named NSIC Newcomer of the Year in softball since the program transitioned to Division II.
It's a good accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
The NFL Draft will open up on Thursday, April 30th with the first round. The second round and third rounds will be taking place on Thursday and Friday, and the first remaining 4 rounds will continue on Saturday, April 2nd. The first pick of the draft will go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Draft will start at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can catch the draft on ESPN or otherwise the NFL Network.
No fans, no problems. The Baltimore Orioles and the Chicago White Sox played the first ever MLB game that was closed to the public to keep fans safe from the potential riots that have consumed the city earlier in the week. The game also set the record for the lowest attendance at a baseball game since September 28th, 1882, breaking the previous record of 6 people in attendance.
Wow.
The players seemed to have fun with it. Adam Eaton, the White Sox center fielder, tweeted before the game saying, "We are going to do our best to take the crowd out of it early." He continues to say, "Wish us luck." Caleb Joseph, a Baltimore Oriole, signed fake autographs and waved to the fans after his play.
Wow.
So, even though there are no fans, they're still having fun.
That's crazy. That's real crazy.
Well, that will wrap up this final edition for this school year of the Locker Room Update.
I'm Thomas Marshall.
I'm Evan Gentry. Thank you for joining us.
And that unfortunately wraps up the very last edition of College Week for the entire semester. I'm Simon Floss.
And I'm Irene Samanigo. And to all my fans out there that have been following me for the last 2 years, thank you so much. Smash.
Have a wonderful semester and summer.